Shedeur Sanders finds himself in a remarkable position.
Y'all look at it as like a competition.
My answer to this question would be Deshaun Watson.
I think each and every person that walks into this locker room should have that mindset that you want to start. That's why we show up each and every day.
This is the most important thing I have to do in my life.
Good news.
You cannot find a quarterback situation between two teams that are more polar opposite than what's happening right now. The Bills have Josh Allen, and the Browns have, we don't know what's going on. The two are in a joint practice this week, again, ahead of tomorrow's preseason matchup. And Todd Monken's in a real pickle in Cleveland because he's a new head coach, and he was asked about what he thought of how Shedeur Sanders has handled the 2-minute drill at the end of the session. Take a listen.
He did great. He started off a little slow, the first few reps he had in team, but that's to be understood. I mean, he didn't start the drill out. You know, it's kind of awkward. We wanted to make sure we got them reps, but right in the middle of the ones, he's subbing the quarterback, and that's not always easy, but screw it, spot the ball, make a damn play. You know, that's part of it too.
KP had an audio issue in our show.
That was better than what we just heard from Todd Monken. Todd's voice is
How's he going to get to the end of the season, Manti? I don't understand.
How
much chloroseptic could you possibly have?
That's why
I don't get it.
That's why he can't stop the fights, bro. They can't even hear him.
Yeah, I think this is like a tactical way to get out of like in-game interviews. If you're the head coach, you're like, I can't do it. Shedeur Sanders.
I try to get out of the 6D by doing that too. I get it.
Let's talk about the 5A. Shedeur Sanders will get the start on Saturday against the Bills. You can watch it live 1 p.m. Eastern on NFL Network and the ESPN app. Deshaun Watson started Cleveland's first preseason game, but tomorrow all eyes will be on Shedeur Sanders. So, Manti, what do you need to see from him to make a case?
I just want to see him take care of the football. In his second snap of the game, when he got in there, he muffed the snap. He had a couple batted passes, and then he had the interception that everybody saw. But people have been dissecting what happened. So when he took the snap, I think he fumbled it a little bit, and then he spun the ball, and then it aired on him. So I went back and watched all of his snaps from the game. He never once spun the ball except for this one play. Now, I don't know why he spun the ball. Maybe his fingers were on the laces. Watch, you'll see him spin it right there. Boom. And then he delivers it. I don't know why. People are saying that maybe the ball was wet. It was maybe a little bit humid. But these are just those little things that I want to see Shedeur do a little bit better at. Just be a little bit more careful with the football, protect it at all costs. I'm not looking for any stats. I'm not looking for any touchdowns. Just Shedeur protect the football, and then we'll see what those stats kind of look like at the end of the game for him.
Just to add a little more context there, Chase Daniels did a breakdown on that play of Shedeur Sanders, and he talked about playing the quarterback position. The only time that you would see someone spin the ball like that is when the ball is wet, from sweat, from the center, or whatever. So it was interesting to hear that point from Chase Daniels, somebody that played the position. What I would love to see from Shedeur, like you said, take care of the ball. Efficiency, let's drive down, let's get points. Don't always have to be splash plays, don't always have to be huge touchdowns. Let's just drive down methodically, let's get points. I want to see him speed up his process in the pocket. Shedeur, and this was a big thing for him when he was in college, holding on to the ball, escaping deep into the right, out of the pocket. That's very, very difficult for the tackles to really keep you clean. I want to see him navigate that pocket more, step up, deliver quick throws, use your checkdowns when necessary, but just clean operation.
Man, I tell you what, I want to see him put on a show. I want the fairy tale. I want it all. Guys, just set the stage. This game is tomorrow. I'll be watching it. It's 1 o'clock Eastern on NFL Network. It is the Browns home against the Bills. You see at the bottom of your screen here. Home is key. That is a very big deal here because this is going to be in front of Browns fans. Their first preseason game was at Chicago, in which Deshaun played. And these Browns fans will go crazy if Shedeur starts making throws. It reminds me, Manti, of Proximo and Gladiator, where he says, win the crowd. He has the crowd in the palm of his hand. I don't think there's anybody in that crowd that is excited or interested in Deshaun Watson starting the season for the Browns. They want Shedeur to be great. They want him to make plays. I want him to be himself, to run, to throw, to scramble, to improvise, to win the crowd. And then immediately after the game, I want him to go to the dais and meet the media, and I want him to channel his father and talk about yourself and beat your chest and say, this is my house. And I want him to go for this job. They're setting him up to fail. I don't think it's been a square competition for the last couple of weeks. There's been a lot of talk about this online. If you've seen this before, he's not out there with the starters. Apparently, that's not the plan. They're going to give him this alleged shot to win the job, and it's going to be, I think, with backups, which is bullcrap. I hate it. I don't like it at all because it's not going to give him a chance to succeed like he really needs to win this job. And they're going to go with, the prom king, Deshaun Watson, which should be great, and even though he hasn't played good football in 6 years. So set that aside. That's a different segment. I want Shedeur to lay it all out there. Go deep. Spin the ball if you want. Spin yourself. Spin like a top. I don't care. Spin the story and spin the narrative and spin the depth chart to get you week 1 of the regular season out there in front of your home crowd. Because if he throws a touchdown and that place is chanting his name and they're screaming and they're going nuts and he goes to the press conference and says, I believe this is my job and I believe this can be my team, I'll go nuts. And that's the only thing he can do right now at this point to even have a fairy tale chance of winning the starting position, which I think he should do. I hope he does it all tomorrow.
Make it so obvious that they can't deny having to answer to the question and say your name and address the crowd and the locker room accordingly as to who the starting quarterback really should be. Moving on and going for 2, the Bears and the Bengals got together for a joint practice on Thursday. They'll meet in week 2 of the preseason tomorrow night. Here's what head coach of the Chicago Bears, Ben Johnson, had to say about Joe Burrow, opposing quarterback.
He's like a surgeon back there, from my perspective at least. He's got great pocket awareness. He can dissect defenses in a hurry. He recognizes coverages. He's able to distribute the ball. And then he trusts the guys that he's got on the perimeter as well. We know that the 2 guys on the outside, they're probably the best duo in the business right now when you look at it. And so he gives them a chance to make plays.
Okay. So Ben Johnson says Joe Burrow is like a surgeon in the pocket. So if Burrow wasn't slicing up defenses, what profession would he be, Manti Te'o?
I think he would be a poker player. I think he would be a poker player because Joe Burrow, to me, reminds me of the old school quarterback where he studies mannerisms. Like when he looks at a defense, he'll know like whether you're blitzing or not, whether you're trying to bluff him or not. He can do that. But then also, Joe Burrow, he doesn't, his heart rate never seems to race.
Yeah.
Like he's always just even keel. So that's the best poker player attribute. Is like, you don't know if he has a winning hand or a losing hand. You don't know whether he calls, if he's trying to fool you or not. Joe Burrow has that kind of demeanor to me.
Yeah.
And so if Joe Burrow wasn't dissecting defenses, I think he'd be at the poker table just fooling everybody, whether he has a winning one or a losing one and win.
Tron, I'm going to buy you time, okay, while you come up with yours. I got one. I'm thinking about take my kids to the local library all the time. There, for some reason, is no one in my life who intimidates me more than my local librarian. Like, those people know everything. And they're always busy doing something else. But when you go to approach them about a question that you have, I don't care if it's the kids section or the history books. Like, they look at you over their glasses and they're like, how dare you interrupt my thought process? But I will answer your question because I know the answer to it. So I think he would be an excellent local librarian in wherever part of Ohio he is or whatever state he is in, whether it be Louisiana, what have you, Kyle. Librarian it is.
Aren't librarians supposed to be nice and friendly and congenial with the kids? I feel like mine always have been.
I don't know. I'm easily intimidated, and I guess it's by those who are in the academics. So go ahead, Teron.
I see, and bear with me, stay with me,
Okay.
as an actor.
Okay.
Home Alone remake.
Oh, yeah.
Macaulay Culkin, Joe Burrow. I see it.
That's it.
The odor.
The older version.
Yep, the odor.
But now he's the thief. Like, look at it. Now he's casing houses. I could see it. Casting directors. Get on it, Kyle.
Well, if we're going to bring Macaulay back for the remake, then I don't know who Burrow's going to play, unless he played Fuller. He played the Kieran Culkin part, the guy who's drinking all the Pepsi. You know, when he wets the bed. Yeah. That's the spot. But Joe Burrow is so eccentric and so unique and such a performer and so clutch. You know who I think he would be? You know those individuals who paint themselves up with like copper colored paint and then go sit in a park on a bench and pretend they're a statue only for people to sit next to them and then scare them? I think he'd be one of those, and he would just live off of like tips and gratuities and photos and stuff. Like, you know those people, sometimes they're silver and sometimes they're bronze. I think that Joe would do that and just stand there like he's a statue, and then someone would come take a selfie and he'd look at them and they go, ah! And I think that would be fulfilling for him. Just the art and the there's Joe. There he is. That's Joe Burrow right there. That silver guy, that would be him. That's the job.
Those people get the most annoying satisfaction out of disturbing you as just like a citizen walking in the street. Like when they make you jump out of your skin, they just like that snide smile. They're like, yeah, I did that.
They'll be frozen for a little bit and then they'll just transition over.
Oh, they're like onto my next victim.
Yep. Waikiki got a lot of them, boy.
Really?
Yep. KB would know. They was all lined up in Waikiki Beach. Just all performers.
Dude. Oh yeah. I feel you, man.
Times Square too. Up next, Fernando Mendoza is in the spotlight. Highlights from his second game coming your way on GMFB. Oh, yeah.
In my opinion, The biggest story in this transcript is clearly the pressure surrounding Shedeur Sanders and his opportunity to win the Browns' starting quarterback job. He is in a difficult situation because Deshaun Watson has the experience and a higher floor. But Sanders has something Cleveland desperately needs, a chance to discover whether he can become part of the team's future. That makes every preseason snap much more important for him. I think Sanders should focus much more on playing clean football than trying to impress everyone with spectacular throws. The mistakes mentioned in the transcript, especially the muff snap, batted passes, and interception, are exactly the kind of things that can hurt a young quarterback's chances. If he protects the ball, gets through his progressions, moves efficiently in the pocket, and consistently moves the offense, that could be more valuable than throwing for huge numbers. The pressure is also greater because Browns fans appear to be eager to see Sanders succeed. If he gets an opportunity in front of the home crowd and starts making plays, the atmosphere could become a major factor in the quarterback debate. A strong performance would not automatically guarantee him the job, but it could make it much harder for Cleveland to ignore him. In my view, that is exactly the situation Sanders needs to create. I also understand the criticism about whether the competition is completely fair. If Watson receives opportunities with stronger personnel while Sanders is surrounded by backups, comparing their performances becomes complicated. Still, Sanders cannot control the coaching decisions. His responsibility is to make his own performance impossible to dismiss. Because the best way to change a quarterback competition is to consistently give the coaches reasons to reconsider their original plan.